organization told me that you are many and you have different kind of project, of course, but then some are as entrepreneurs, some are better at some things, some are other things. So there is a lot of variety between yourself, and then you are not at the same stage in the development of the project, okay, which is totally normal in those kind of groups, okay. But which means also that you are not at the same level to understand what I'm going to say. So we need to at the beginning to explain the structure of what I'm going to talk about, the management of the cash flow. And for some, they already know some parts, and then we'll go in more details. But for some, it's a good start to start from the basics. And it can be a lot more sophisticated, as some example I'm going to show you. All right. So everybody's here. Okay, now we have 30 people, a little more. First, I can see you all. Let's see if.
I'm just gonna intervene here. So remember that the camera on, it's really helpful for us, because in that way we can know we are talking to people and interact and give feedback, and we are all here. We understand that some of you cannot turn your camera on, but it's really desirable. And also we take note about the people that have their cameras on. So please, that will count for you, so you can get to the speed mentoring and all of the next perks, okay? So remember to turn your camera on, please, as long as you can.
All right. So also please, it's a we have 2 hours. Actually, I'm going to take out my watch to see it very closely. And we're now 1 hour 45 minutes. And so your big groups with a lot of questions as entrepreneurs. So do not hesitate to raise your hand or directly to talk. Okay, it's much better this way. And also, as the organizer told me, it is good since you already know each other's many. You can help. Sometimes you can help somebody in the group yourself. You know, so it's no problem about that. And actually, it's good because sometimes it's you prefer because you know somebody or you know the project already. Okay. So I'm going to share the sheet where you work with. Everybody can see the spreadsheet. Yes. Okay.
Yes, right. You can see it.
Okay. So everything. So before entering in the heart, what is it for? No. What are we going to? Why do we going to work for that? So as we say in in business or whatever, is that the money is the blood of a business. You know, if you don't have any more money, well, it's a quite a big problem to do business, no, to pay things and all of that. Okay. So and the money, so you can have investments in your business, okay, and it's okay, and it's but then you have to manage it. Any kind of money you receive or you have to manage it to see what you can do with it and how you can exploit and how can you have your rentability. A business or a project that do not do a minimum of cash flow planning, it's a big problem. I'm seeing that there are some comments. Okay, but I'm not seeing the comment right here. So, okay, so better talk to me directly or raise your hand. Okay. So it's very important. Sometimes you have a great idea, and then you do some little data, little numbers, and rapidly you see that it's not viable. It's just not. And some of the time it's the reverse. You think it's not viable. You say, "Oh, I get this idea, but it's not viable." And then you do the data, the numbers, checking with providers or whatever, and you say, "Oh, actually, that could be viable." So it's interesting. It's and at the end of the day, in a business, well, it's to have a livelihood. So it's very important the numbers. We don't eat with oxygen, so it's important to have money and to pay for the employees if there are providers and the taxes. No, so it's obviously it's important. Okay. Okay, that's the main thing. I was going to say something, but I just forgot. Okay, so what we did in mentorDay, I'm collaborating with mentorDay for more than 8 years. We put in place, actually, because I sent them the framework here. So they improved it some ways, and so that come from me actually, a long time ago. So I just introduced it for you like half an hour ago in English, and then after I will show you a more elaborate one. Okay, and you have to know also this is Excel or whatever or Google Sheet, no? So it is nearly free. Okay, it's free. But then there are some software also that help you do things like that. Some maybe some free and maybe buy. And there are some very basic one and some very sophisticated one which connect to your banking account. A lot of sophistication, graphs, whatever. But here it's mainly for entrepreneurs, for us. Before starting with the idea of the project to see if it's viable, and some who already have the business already started and have to plan much better and much in detail their cash flow, their money. Okay, all right. So we start. So there is different parts here. So we go through each part to see how this model worked. Okay. I understand. My understanding is that you already received this framework, this Google Sheets, and that most of you already filled it out. No. How you are on this one?
Yeah, partially. And not fully completed, or at least it's filled, but the numbers are not that beautiful as expected at the end of the.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So and if because all right, this is entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship, you have the plan, you have the idea. But then you have to confront the market, the customers, and the prices and the providers and the reality in all the senses. So the place to do it is here. Okay. I want to. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I want to do also. This is something with a lot of experience. I can tell you, which is very, very important. Okay. There are a lot of a lot of entrepreneurs. This is anti-intuitive, but it's like that. There are some entrepreneurs with very low knowledge of management of business. Okay, that they found a niche because they thought about it, or because it came along, because people asked for it, whatever reason. Okay, but they like started a business very naturally, very with a natural flow, and it works, and whatever. Okay, and and many of them don't manage their money really. Okay, you have to know that some people are just some business people, are all kind of business people. Okay, and some just don't. Okay, so as long as your business is going well, you know, but sooner or later there is a problem. Okay, sooner or later you have to to look at it. Okay, and for another reason is that even if it's going okay, if you manage well your money, you can have a higher rentability, because you know what you pay for everything, and then you can negotiate better or find alternatives, and then you can reinvest better in to increase the project or a spin-off or whatever. Okay. And another thing I wanted to say before entering in the detail is patience. The patience about something. Okay, because there are all kind of brains, you know, kind of profiles, business people. And some are like the engineering kind and the perfectionist kind. Okay, be careful; it's not too good to that, because it's very important to keep your patient and keep going and be emotional. The number are good, but it's not because everything is perfect in the spreadsheet that you can implement it if you don't have the patience to do it, you know. So you have to have a good equilibrium between the numbers and intuition and adaptability and patience on the field, okay, in the market, because a plan is a plan and then there is a reality. And another thing to finish on that is that my experience and some of others is that in doing this work in the cash flow planification management, women are more conservative than men. So something is good, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It depends. It depends a lot of situation. But know that sometimes, because sometimes we are examining a business, you know, a plan, and you say, "Wow, but that's too low. It's good. It's going to work. The product is great. The service product is great. Huh? But how come numbers so low?" Well, you know, it's because here there is room to increment and make a lot more money and more rentability of the project. Okay, and then the reverse, like numbers. Yes, there is nothing implemented yet, and then projection way too high without any proof of that the project will work. So so it's good, you know. So it's a balance. Okay. All right. So we start. This is so what they give you: cash flow for next 18 months. Yeah, you have 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. And then you go to, this is 18 months. Okay. This is 8. I don't know why it's like that. Whatever. Okay. So initial balance, I'm going to put it bigger. The rest, these are the same column everywhere, so we don't need to see them. Okay. You see well the screen, no? Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So each column is a month, and so this is initial balance, which means that well, with how much money you start. Well, you don't necessarily start with with nothing, you know. So you whatever you put, you can put the money here. You can put 1,000 or whatever. Okay. And here it goes to 1,000 also, because it's like you didn't do anything during the month, so you start the next month with the same money. Okay, that you know. Okay. So this is your initial. You put here the initial money you have, and then money that come from sales. Okay, actually, for you to understand better, I'm going to sometime to switch to another screen. For you to have the whole picture, a more sophisticated picture than this one. Okay, so here is, or maybe I go all the way through right now and then I go to the other one. Okay, so here it's the incomes. So incomes from clients. Okay, and then like the main incomes, and then some other incomes. It's like what you have in the financial statement. And you have like normal income that from operations, and then you have extraordinary income. Right. So that could be here. Okay. And then you have variable costs. Okay. And everybody knows. So variable cost, it is a cost that depends on the volume of what you sell. All right. It's to sell a lot. Usually, your cost fluctuates the same proportion of what you're selling. Okay, so it is very important to separate variable costs from fixed costs, because if you're, it's better to have. Let's see. It's about the risk. Imagine, look, we had COVID, no? COVID here in Canary Islands, it was zero. Well, even in Spain, it was zero tourism. When it's the tourism is like the first economic sector, like 34-35% direct and indirect jobs, and we had zero money coming because there was no plane. Okay. So income, zero. Variable cost, all right. But fixed cost, you know, variable cost is like you have to hire because you have that many people to attend, to do the rooms or whatever. Okay, right. And then the fixed costs, you know, to maintain a hotel, to maintain things, this is huge. Okay, so you need to maintain your fixed costs, especially at the beginning. Then later, when you have incomes but more stable, your proof of business is already contrasted, and then you are at a level, a cruising level. You already have a minimum of incomes, and then so you can increment your fixed cost. But at the beginning, it's very, very important to have your fixed cost the lower as possible, because you are at the beginning. You don't know how it's going, what's going to happen. You don't know the market yet. You don't know if your product will work. You have to make many changes on many things. So it's better to have flexibility. And variable cost is a synonym of flexibility, and fixed cost, well, as its name says, is the reverse. Okay. So inside the variable cost, where you have the salary of the entrepreneur and its partners. Okay. And here, so this is a very important line. Okay. Many don't put anything here. Zero. Say, no, when I have a cash flow, actually at the end, the balance at the end, well, it's my money, it's my, it's my salary. It's not a good way to do it. Okay. It's better to put it there, because especially as doing the planning of the business, then you valorize first, you value first your time in the company. Of course, I'm not saying here to put a lot of money. I had some entrepreneur put a lot of money here, say, hey, look, you want you want to, but you know, investors don't like that, because you know, when you create a company, it's to solve a problem, not to put your a big salary. It's not the point. Okay, so if you already have a lot of incomes and sales, and it is accepted, then you can increase your salary. Yesterday or before yesterday, I was looking at Larry Ellison, is a guy from Oracle. Okay, it's like this the second of the third richest man in the world. Wow, the guy, he was earning like a salary. He had like 1 million, but then it went to €1, like Steve Jobs, like nothing in salary, and then it went all in bonuses, in stock options. You know, so it's not the same. You have to believe in yourself, and more you believe in yourself, more the investors will believe in your project. Okay, so be careful here. And also, if many entrepreneurs have already a job and they're creating the other job in parallel. That's also a good way to do it when you're starting, you know, because you're having something. So okay, then you have raw materials to fabricate your product. So it's variable. More you sell, or more you have some orders, and more you have to purchase raw materials. Sales commission, if this is good, to not have a like full-time commercial sales team, if you want. So you pay commission to be, which is totally variable. And here, payment for customer acquisition, this is vocabulary very much with marketing online. You know, it's how much it costs you to have to win a customer. Okay, there are some metrics to know that in marketing online, and this is important. For example, I had a customer last week telling me, it came to €40 per customer, but no, and it wasn't even per customer, because his customer, it was for a lead, €40, which is a lot. It's a lot. Okay, so and it stopped the campaign on that. Okay, so we went with another campaign which was much cheaper. So this is the way, and it is variable. Yes.
May I ask you something?
Yeah.
Before you were speaking about the salary of the entrepreneur, and that's obviously something that all of us, we will be very worried at some point. So it's true that some of us might have another employment outside the company. This is a starting point, or something similar. But is it legal not to be employees of the company? Can we mix it up, like at the beginning 0, or you recommend us to be at the beginning with the minimum amount? Because as you were saying, we believe in ourselves, no? So we are dedicating some time of our lives as well to the project. So when an investor comes, if he's going to request some results, obviously you will need to dedicate your time completely to the company, and to show that you're doing some progress. So you will need to also sustain your life, and you need to eat from out of something, no?
Yeah. So
what do you recommend?
Yeah, of course, it depends on the project. Okay, but usually it's good to have a job. And meanwhile, you develop the project, or you do the thinking in the afternoon when after your 8 hours job, the weekend, of course, and then you start having something interesting. You know, you can look. Entrepreneurs, businessmen, they work a lot. So 8 hours in just for a full-time job in a day, there is a lot of time left to work. And when you start to implement things, and then you can reduce your daily work. You don't have to work all full time with an employer and then stop totally. You can reduce your hours of working with this company, okay? Or at some time, it depends, of course, the work, okay? And sometimes you can also do have another arrangement, which is not being a full-time employment, but being a provider, you know, being and to sell by the hours, okay? So start lowering the number of hours with the employer, always maintaining quality, because this is not dependent. You have to do quality work anytime. This is not negotiable. But you can reduce hours, and that hours that you reduce, then you dedicate them to your project. You know, you lower there, and then you go there. Okay, this is a good way to do. If you had an entrepreneur, team of entrepreneur, or a couple, or 3 people, so sometimes someone keep his job full time, and the other left their job. Okay, and so the one that has his job full time, pay the money serves to finance the company at the beginning. Okay, it's another way to do it. It's a good way too.
Can I ask something? In the part of incomes, we have purchases of raw materials, but that will be a cost, not an income, no? Okay, these are variable costs. And
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, what's the difference between sales commission and payment for customer acquisition? What's the difference, or what's the meaning of each?
It's okay. Yeah, you understand better like that. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, but I wanted to ask the difference between sales commission and payment.
As I say, between what? Sales commission and
cost payment for customer acquisition.
Okay.
So
yeah,
sales
sales
commission, more or
commission.
less the same, no? It's some money.
Sales commission. It's more. It's at the reverse. It will be much simpler explaining at the reverse. Payment for customer acquisition. It's more in the marketing online world. Okay, it's like when you pay a marketing campaign, so you pay it, and then you see how many leads you had and how many leads convert to clients. So this way you know how much does it cost. Okay, sales commission, it's more like like other businesses or commercials of you that sell your product and earn a commission just to sell it. Sales commission is like a everyday commission that we all know. Okay.
Okay, so sales commission inside the company, payment for customer acquisition outside the company. You're paying, or partners, or yeah. But I understand. I understand.
This is more in the digital world. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is more like
or if you advertise in TV or wherever.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah, that's true.
I see.
Yeah, not only digital.
I understand. I understand now. Thank you.
It's more campaign, let's say. Yeah.
Hello, sorry, I have a doubt. Can I ask?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't understand how I know about the payment upon a client acquisition, because I don't even started the company, and how will I know how much it costs to me to upon a client if I don't know how it's going to work, how well it's going to be. So
yeah,
I actually got the same question because I'm at the beginning, so I don't really know how to feel at many of these thoughts.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. No, very good question. That's true. It's very true. So and it's complicated actually. We are talking especially about payment customer acquisition, no?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's a very good question. It depends a lot of the business. This is a great question because for each type of business, it can be a very different amount, very different. And not only that, but it evolves, which means, let's say that I have a client. He started like crazy, like doing a lot of. He does a lot of campaign in Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. You know, like crazy, and it's quite a budget every month. But then find out how to reach which one are his clients. So because Meta and Facebook, you know, you can segment by sex, by publications, by age, by a lot of things. Okay, but then with the experience and the leads that comes to you, people interested, and you start seeing the tendency of your customer persona, you know, the profiles of people, of clients that are interested with you. So then you change your campaign with other criteria. Even so, just get out of Meta, and because if you identify better your target, then maybe it's not the digital marketing canal. Maybe it's not the best one. It's not the most profitable, and that's what happened to this client. He found it, and now we're not going to spend way as much as before because the target, the segment, the niche is already well defined, and the best way to reach it is not this way. So it's another way. So the payment for customer acquisition got way lower, but first you have to try it. So this is to plan. You tell me, all right, okay. So how come here it's a plan? All what we're going to see, it's a plan. If you increase your sales, or then the purchase of raw material for volume, the price will go down. So here also you have to adapt. At the beginning, no negotiating power. So well, that's what we have. You have to buy this way. You cannot. You don't have power to negotiate. And in this case, payment for customer acquisition, you don't know. You don't know yet.
Yeah.
So just do $20 a Meta campaign. Yeah, $10, $20, $30. Let's try it. Just try it. What happens?
But do you mean $20 per client or $20 in total?
No. The campaign. So
yeah, the campaign. Okay. Yeah.
Because
okay.
With $20, you can reach already like 2,000 people. You know,
Okay.
No, so it's
okay. So maybe we can use
it's
like
$20 with some keywords and with segmentation, and you see the return. And then you analyze, and then you try aware with other keywords, with other segment. You adapt. This is. That's why I was telling you all the entrepreneurship and all what we are doing right now. It's a lot of adaptation. This is constant, and this is the way to do it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. And here there are maybe some more things here. Okay. Maybe or whatever. Maybe publication and installation to do the work, which is variable in function of how much volume you necessitate or whatever. Okay, fixed cost. Offices. Okay, and then you can have shared offices, or you can allocate. Somebody has a micro open, guys. Okay, So here are the for example, if it's in your house, you could put a percentage of the rent that you're using for the business. Okay, actually, fiscally, it's acceptable also for you to know. Okay, it's not. It's a good way to do that. Of course, salaries. Here you put everything, huh? Social security, whatever, huh? Everything. It's very important to know the total. Sometimes it's like 35% of social security for just okay. And here, and you don't have to be. It doesn't have to be full time, and it doesn't have to be indefinite. You can buy like freelance at the beginning. It's just better. And then if you have freelance, maybe you can put them in variable cost instead of fixed cost. Okay, yeah, you depend. Also, it's very important. Okay, this is a very important subject. Obviously, at the beginning, let's say nobody has money. You know, I have a great idea, but no money. Okay, and especially to contract to pay people, you know, on your team. Okay, and obviously your project is the best of the world. If you're not working in that, so it's a great project. It has a nice nice potential. So here, what you can do is have a deal with some employees to have a percentage of actions of the business, okay, to put them with a stake in the business. And this is a very good way to do it, because this way you reduce costs. Look, a startup, at the beginning of startup, there is a lot of work. It's not like okay, I sit there and I do a normal job. No, everybody has to work a lot, and that needs motivation. A lot. It's like there is an incompatibility, because work a lot because it's the beginning, it's new in the beginning, and there is nothing, and then there is no money. So it's like there is a so a good way to do it is to have a part with stock options, you know, a part of the company, some percentage, whatever. Here, I'm not talking about the percentage, the bigger percentage as with the partners, you know, like the 2-3 partners, if there are, okay? I'm just saying here some kind of contribution, a variable, and that motivates a lot. Not only, this serves 2 things. First thing, three things. First thing, it lowers the cost, which is totally critical. Second thing, it motivates a lot, because if the business go well, they're going to earn this percentage, which is consequential. If not, it's not the point. Okay, so it should be nice. And thirdly, since we have some kind of stock, it is part of a company. This company is they are part owner of the company, which is good, because then they want to stay longer with the company. Okay, and this is a good way to retain your talent, your employees. Okay, so this is a very good explanation of that. This line is very important. Okay, Trevor, you have a question on this line? On this?
Yes, sir. I do have a question.
Yep.
Yeah. During my journey as an entrepreneur, working on my idea, my question is about the travel part in the first cost. Most times I'm dealing in the transportation and logistics sector, and sometimes I have to go to the stations to meet up with some of the drivers to be able to acquire them into my business and all. But that cost keeps changing, because I'm going to different locations, and I don't go there probably all the time. and most of the times, some months I could not be going there, another ones. Would I have to move that into the variable cost because since that change frequently? And also to sometimes we also go for entrepreneurship meetings and other ones, and all that money is coming from me as the entrepreneur. And as you're saying, like there's no money, so do I have to input those shifts that I'll be doing in helping the business indirectly, also to the cost as well?
Very good question. Okay, so a very, very good question. Actually, travel, yeah. Sometime you could look the purpose of these two parts, variable cost and fixed cost, is the variability, if it's fixed or if it's variable. Okay, so because it helps you to plan what the presentation that I did before. So we understand that. By consequence, if you have a fixed travel, you put it here, but then you also have a variable, and then you put it here also, which is travel variable, because you go for direct clients, I don't know, for whatever, and then travel, this is monthly for providers or whatever. Or whatever. And this one, maybe it's fixed, and this one. So you can duplicate the concept in function of it's variable or fixed, because the importance is that represent really if it's variable or fixed, not anything else. Okay.
Okay, sir.
This
Thank you
is
very
very,
much.
very important. And the same thing for all the concepts. Okay. The way to think at it very simply is to say, all right, like I said at the beginning, let's say I have like zero income, whatever happens, zero income. What is my fixed cost? How many months can I survive like with my business? Because I believe in my business. Maybe like many entrepreneurs, maybe startups, maybe I'm late to finish the product to start sending it to the market. So okay, and so the problem is the fixed cost. So you have to keep it lower, and to know how many months you can survive, then you have the less fixed cost possible, and all that is variable you put it here, and you can subdivide it to put it here. Yes, sir, Nasir.
Yes, sir. I'm being answered. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. For my question has to do with if, for instance, my company deals in different segments. So let's say I'm a company that deals in farming, and then I also have a transport business. So in filling this, should I there's different categories for various of the each of the business segments. So how should I just use one for this segment, this sheet? I should have this sheet for each segment of the business, or I can do everything together. Thank you.
Yeah, very good question. Okay, actually, after we're going to see a more sophisticated spreadsheet, and in which in part that's going to respond to your question, because what is asking, which is a very good question, is it's called analytical accounting. It's like cost centers. It's like a matrix. You say, okay, I have two business units, and so I want to put all the fixed costs and variable costs and income of this business unit separated from the other one, and see how it goes. And then you have another mostly fixed cost for the headquarters, let's say. You know, you have a headquarters, and then you have two business units. So he wants to to know each one separated. Okay. So here, so you can so it's a different. You can construct it differently. You can have here you can have income from sales, BU1, business unit 1, and then you can have income for business unit 2, and then here you can have duplicate for both of them. Have 2 blocks, one for variable cost and fixed cost for B1 and the other for B2. Okay. It's a way to do it. Okay, it's so you need to be careful how you construct. But then in the other spreadsheet, I will show you some tools very easy tools to do it. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So fixed cost, travel monthly for whatever. Communication agency, we talked about it. And that could be a variable because maybe you don't communicate with your agency every month, fixed every month, or yes, it depends. Wi-Fi mobile, usually this is fixed. Accounting, advisors, computers, or whatever, a lot of things fixed here. Okay. And then you have, the formula in the color, so it adds everything up. And then here you have payment for investment. Okay, so this is what we call investment. So investment, this is good, guys, because many people don't use that, but it is important to use it. I explain it for you. Especially this, whatever. Well, also to explain to the bankers and investors, it's very important because right now what we saw here, it's the operating numbers of the company. I'm selling, I fabricated, or marketing, communication, the product or everything. Then I sales. And then obviously all the fixed things here. This is totally operational. Okay, all right. And here it's mainly in investments, but investment in material investments, not even material, assets investment, because there is software which is not material. Okay, asset investment, which means one-time item that will not have a line every month everywhere. Okay, it's very punctual. So it's very good to put it apart because you know that it won't happen during the year and afterward. It's just one time, and it doesn't mix with the operative numbers of the every month. So it is very important to separate it, to isolate it from the rest. A lot of people forget about that. For example, purchase of computer, but we'll put it in fixed cost, or but it's way better to put it here because it's a one-time payment. Oh no, if you have a client that have a lot of things like that. If you have a computer leasing, then this is fixed cost. Okay, computer leasing, you have to pay a lease every month. Let's say software, you buy Canva every month, like 10 euros. Well, if this is fixed cost, okay. I'll show you how to organize fixed and variable costs then, okay. But it will be fixed cost, it will be everywhere, not here. Here is just one time, okay. All right. Yeah. And then, so here it's addition of the investment, okay. And then you have you add all the payments, like variable, fixed, and investment. And here, cobros más copa, this is income. Less cost. No? And that's it. Subtraction between all your income and all what you pay. Okay, and you have it here. So which is cash flow, operational cash flow. Operational cash flow. Very, very important. This line, operational cash flow, which means like here you didn't receive. Here it doesn't appear the money that came from outside. Okay, you don't see the money coming from outside here. It's direct investment on things operational. Okay, so now we are entering in financing, which is the money that come from outside actually. Okay, so here actually we shouldn't put it like that because you don't see it well this way. Let's see how I do it here. Okay, so you have inflows and I made a mistake here. Okay, so you have inflows and outflows return. So inflows, it's all the money that is coming that is not operational, that is not from your business and specifically on the operation of your business. So like we said at the beginning, funding partners, fools, family, friends and fools, business angel, the government, the bank, whatever, subvention, or okay, this is incoming. And since it's incoming, then you have to return it because it's not yours. Okay, well, some of it, for example, friends, family, friends, and fools, you don't have to return it. So it's usually you don't have. Okay, maybe sometimes you have. Okay, anyway. But some you don't have, and so there is when you return the money. Of course, you return the money with the interest. Okay, so let's see, for example, you have a loan, 1,000. Well, let's say 10,000. Okay, and then you say, okay, I have a loan, and then I have to repay it. Well, 100 every month. Well, you put 100 every month. Okay. 100 not 100 with 110. You put the interest inside. Okay, so we 110 every month. All right.
Sorry, Michael. In case we have an investor, but instead of needing to return it, we are actually giving them a part of the company. How should we place it there?
Very good question. Very good. I like that. Very good question. So he gave you money, no?
Yeah, like after a round of investment, let's say, I don't know, we receive 50,000, but they get the 30% of the company, something like
so
that.
Let's say, so it's a business angel, no?
Yeah.
Okay, let's say the business angel here. So he gave you 10,000. So you don't have to give him anything. Okay. But he gave you the 10,000 for, let's say, 10% of the company. Okay. Of course, he doesn't want 10% of the company. He wants the money of the 10% of the company. Okay, so which means that you say, okay, I have 10%, but I don't care about the 10%. I understand. I care about when you're going to give me the money of the 10%. So, of the return. No. So here you have to put a plan. This is dividend. Okay, so it is a partner. Okay, business angel or partner or whatever. So it is a dividend, which means that you're going to have to give me the return of the money that you invested. So first you need to have a cash flow, operational cash flow, because if not, there is a problem. Okay. And then when you have operational cash flow, then you can decide what to do with the money. If you cash flow, you give everything to the owners, or you reinvest a part in the company, or whatever. It's all your decision. Okay. But in this case, if the person has a partner has a business angel, 10% tax. So part of the operational cash flow, obviously a benefit, you will want to give him a part to pay his return of his dividend of the 10%. So here you have to sign a contract with him. He gave you the money to say, okay, how much is worth the company, evaluation. Okay, you have 10%. What does it correspond? And then to have a written statute of in which cases you agree to pay dividend, or this is a whole part. For example, there are some companies, I think it is Amazon, who didn't pay dividend for nearly never. It's very recent. That's if I'm not mistaken. Okay, actually they didn't pay at the beginning. They didn't pay any marketing. Also, they said, "Our marketing will be the best product," and people so enlightened. So they love so much my product that there will be word of mouth, and people telling other, and so they had a $0 budget for marketing, and they didn't give dividend either, because they say the philosophy is that we believe so much in our business, and because it's online and we can scale as much as possible the whole planet, so we have to reinvest every dollar in technology, in productivity, and to increase the business. So during many years they didn't give dividend, but they went public, so you could sell your stock.
But you don't give dividends, and if you're part of the partners, obviously, because you have a percentage, you don't get as well those dividends, or you get them the same as the partner. So in that scenario, let's say that we have a small salary on the upper part, on the income, on the fixed cost or the variable costs, where we are defining our salary. Let's say that we have just a small salary or even no salary, and everything we get, it can come from the dividends, no? So we will be included there in the dividends at the end of the year if the company has been profitable, and we, as owners of the company, we will be getting that percentage, no? That it's defined, I guess, or something like this.
Very good. Absolutely, yeah. That is why it is in variable cost, because it's a variable and it is a salary actually, and it's very important because you cannot come here and say I didn't touch anything. No, it's and actually it wouldn't come here because you don't have to give it back. It's an investment, so you don't have to give it back in this part of them. You give it back inside when it is. Wait. Yeah, be careful. Very excellent question. You have to separate here. Very excellent question. I fell for it. So here you have a funding partner, and here you have business angel. Okay. This is excellent question. I had, for example, two entrepreneurs, young guys, fantastic. Wow, I went too fast, actually, very fast. And then the first thing you say, Michael, and to say, well, explain me a little bit the history of your business. Yeah. Say, no, at the beginning we were five friends, and now we're only two. Say, oh, okay. Well, I say, more for you. No, they didn't sell their shares, and each month we have to give them a lot of money. So at the beginning they were working in the company, but then for X reason, cause they do not, but they still earn the money. They still keep some kind of salary, but they're not working in the company. So this is a big problem. Okay, and then you have business angel. Usually, they don't work in the company. They don't have a salary in the company. But some do because whatever they do, like consulting or whatever. Okay, so here you very much have to differentiate when it is a real salary because you work every day in the company. So it, you have to put it, and actually we put it in variable, but it could be here in fixed. If it's a fixed, you put it in fixed. It's highly variable in function of the sales. You put it in variable. Okay, here it depends. Again, like we said before, it's all depends if it's really variable or fixed. Forget about specifically how it is worded. Okay, but then if it's dividend without working, look, I didn't have said dividend to partner. Then you put it here. Okay, dividend, it goes out. So it is taken into account, but it's not in the operating numbers of the company because they don't participate. They don't do work specifically inside the company. So this is very important. There is not an impact directly in the operating data.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, very few times I have this question, and it's let's say it's a high level question because when you start thinking about that, it means that you have the other aspect already cleared. It's a very good question, very good, and you have a good question, guys. I like that. Okay.
Because I was thinking the moment that you have to return some part of the money, like those dividends to partners, because they have the 10% of the company as the example, but you are the owner of the 90% of the company. So the same that you're giving them a percentage agreed on the profits, you should be taking as well for you the 90%, the rest.
And your partner, your funding partner.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and if you want to, you see it in the other form, the sheet there. You have you put it here. You have partner one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The percentages of each one and so on, whatever corresponds.
If you, this is a good way to do it. To track exactly what's going on. Yeah.
And in case, sorry, there's some more questions, but I just finished with this. In case there's, you decide at the beginning of the company that part of the profits of the company are going to be, let's say, reinvested or in savings or anything like this, should be there as well, that S area, like savings or I'm not sure how to say, like for the future, like you have a lot of profit, instead of split it in between the partners, is to save it or reinvest it.
Here we're talking about reinvesting. It's the part that okay. So reinvestment. All right, which means that here, okay, very good. Very good question. Okay, so okay, let me finish this little part, which is nearly finished. So you have inflows, we talk, and the outflows. Okay, the money that come in finances and money that goes out for loans or dividend. Okay. So then you have total here, okay, and then total here, and what is the total of Okay, final balance, but final financing balance. Financing. Okay, so this is the financing of the all block here in financing. Okay, and then you have the summary of all the parts we saw on top here. So initial balance. Okay. Receipt, no incomes. Okay, expenses, all the different. Okay, and then you have your final balance, which is your cash flow. Actually, your final cash flow. And then your question is that, what do I do with my final cash flow? If it's positive, if it's negative, you have to ask for more money, for more financing. Okay, so if it's negative, then you need to ask for more. If it's positive, then it is your question. Is it, what do I do with my cash flow if I have time? So then your cash flow here, it goes, it's 10,000, and then it goes here. It's it. Okay, look, the number on the bottom come back in because we start the initial balance for next month. So yeah, we could do investment. We have a payment for investment, which is payment, or you could put in, like you said, in savings or whatever. In this case, this is a good question. In this case, where you would
so following this, at the end, everything is cash that the company has. So it's, since it's on top, you can use it eventually, and you can use more expenses whenever you need. Otherwise, it's just in the part of the cash of the company, no?
Yeah.
The bank.
Yeah, but what you're saying is that maybe it could be somewhere here. It's an outflow, but savings, something with the trend. So it goes out. You take out some money from the company, but it is not to give to the bank or to give back. It's not a return. It's an outflow, but it's an investment.
Okay.
So that would be a way to do it, because it's subtracted from it's in financing, which it is, and it's subtracted from the cash you have, which is the reality. The main thing is that you need to put it very clear that it is not something bad, because it's not, you do not return it, you invest it. So it has to be to put it another way, to signal the difference, which is important. Okay, and then each month you can increase it with the positive return you have in the investment. No. In this way, it would come here. You put it the same here, savings, and you have an increase with your interest that come here. Okay, so you're getting some money, and you put it some money here, and then you're getting back money for interest. Maybe, I don't know. It's it's a way to do it. It's all right. So this is the main part. Now I'm going to show you, and of course you do it every month, and then you here, if I put that, it's another month, not something special, whatever.
Yeah, sorry to take you back again. On the investment part, asking question towards Marco's question, I wanted to ask that should, in case you joined an accelerator, and accelerator give you the claim that accelerator is worth.
You join what?
You join an accelerator, like you win a business pitch, and the money that they are giving to you is not like physical cash or real money, but the worth of the accelerator is worth probably $25,000 US, and they take some equity and they give you Google Cloud engineers to work with. I think that will come down here, right?
So if they gives you some money, loan or subvention, you put it here. But if they give
No
you
money per se, but they say that the accelerator itself is worth that amount of money, and they still want equity.
like co-working, for example, no?
Yeah, like co-working rent space, you can use their hub, they can give you developers to work with, and they want equity.
But if it's a present, if it's free, you put the concept here and you put 0.
Okay.
If it's free, you know, and as much as it's free, you put 0 here.
Okay, but you have to denote in the investment that you had a certain amount of investment from the accelerator.
And if you have an investment in your company.
Yeah, but my question is, you didn't get the actual cost, you got it in value. Do you still have to record it?
Okay. So if they give you like a ticket or whatever, like 200 euros value.
Yeah.
Well, then with this value, you have to pay the co-working. So you put it here, effectively. If it's 200 euros you have, and maybe you say you're going to use it 100 euros here and 100 euros here, or 200 euros, you put it, you use it. Actually, yeah. It's like a check. So you grab it wherever you want to input it in which concept. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. I think, because it goes in the operational part. Absolutely. Not. Yeah. More question before showing you the most sophisticated part?
Yeah, I will interrupt for a second. I just wanted to ask, what's the like, which tools do we have to try to predict in the future what we are gonna do? Like in my particular case, I would like to start selling some software service, and the way I see it, either it's not useful and people don't like it, or people like it and I will win and I will earn money regardless because my variable costs are ridiculous. So what's the point of doing this if I have these two scenarios, either no one likes it, or if people like it, I will earn money regardless because my variable costs are minimal.
You put in contrast on one side the viability, the economic viability. The plan, the cash flow viability, and then the reality of the market with the client's viability. No, if they like it. That's what you're saying. No, the two different parts.
Yeah, I was just thinking that I don't know. I was asking for some motivation to complete this, maybe, because I feel like if it works, then it will work. If it doesn't work, then
so
I will lose some money. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but it depends. It's very interesting what you're saying. It depends what the definition of it, if it works, because let's say that it works giving bread free to everybody. Okay, but then you get bankrupt, so it doesn't work for you. It doesn't work for you.
Yeah, completely agree. But I don't have a way of predicting either how much.
Okay, so we come back to this question about the payment. How much in payment for customer acquisition? People.
No customer acquisition. Like
no. I'm taking it as an example for everything. You have to first you have to estimate. You have to estimate later. You have to ask a lot of questions. You have to do research. Okay, because this is very good question. I understand where you go. Okay, this is planification. All right, but based like the first month, 2 months, based to start it on some numbers, and then you say, but where get I get the numbers, the correct numbers? Sometimes with an easy investigation or asking somebody, you have the approximate correct number. But sometimes it requires more investigation, and sometimes it's very complicated to have it before starting.
Yeah. So my question maybe was like, if I have a zero way of predicting what the incomes are gonna be, and in my mind it's so variable from 0 to any number really, then is there any motivation to do this, to complete this table, if I cannot tell what are gonna be the incomes, if I have no way of guessing? Is there any motivation on or in which way I should use this table, or
but and what kind of concept you're talking about? What kind of
well, I want to sell some software to lawyers, so either every lawyer in Spain starts using it, or no lawyer ever uses it. It's a big change.
But your question is about the price of the product, or
No, the income. Like if I have no way to estimate the income.
As the income, okay. So we say you have to
yes. So if my
decompose the income. The income is composed of the price of the product and how many people are going to buy it.
Yeah. So the estimate I don't have is how many people are going to buy it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Which is of course, which is complicated. Yeah. So you can do. So here you can do scenario projections. You can do like 3 projections different, a very conservative one.
Okay.
And then you go say, it's going to be the best thing after sliced bread, as we say. And so you're very optimist one. And then you take something in the middle and you say, well, this is the middle projections. Okay. That's a way to do it. You can have a three scenario here, 3 sheets with different incomes. Okay, which is and then you see how it goes. But you for your specific question, it is very important, effectively, to calibrate approximately what would be the minimum, because if with the minimum you don't have a minimum profitability, it's complicated.
I see. I get that point. Yeah, I could be using this table to find out what's the minimum amount of income that I will need to make it the
absolutely.
Okay.
I see. You're totally correct. I need to talk more about that. Absolutely. Which means that here, very good.
Thank you.
I was going to forget to talk about that. Okay. So you have your variable, your cost here, 2 types of cost, variable cost and fixed cost. Okay. And here you have your income. So and we said that so there are 2 things. Okay. So the variable cost, usually it's about fabricating the product and selling the product, okay, which is very variable in function of the volume produced and sold of the product, okay, which is usually it's called cost of goods sold and all that. Okay. So if your variable cost, when you look at the prices and all of that, it's higher than your incomes, than the sales of the product, and you're going, there is a big problem, okay? Because you didn't even compute the fixed cost yet, okay? So that's oh, what is that? So there is a really big problem, okay? So that's the first way to do it. Between yes, so John, what you're doing? John Kakanda. You're writing on the screen here. Okay. So so first, putting when you do income, that helps you to put a price on the product and to have the quantities of people estimation how many they're going to buy it. So here, for example, income, you could say, okay, a good way to do so is to add another column, for example, and here you put price. Okay, and there, for example, you have here income from sale of product 1. And you say, well, my product 1 is at 15 euros. Right, and here you put my 15 euros, and you say I'm going to sell 50 the first month. Okay, and the next month, well, you say I'm going to 70 the next month. Okay, and then you do your planification like that. And the other product, this is a more chatty, more sophisticated one. So like that. And you do, and you change it inside. Okay, so here you can change. You say no, this is too expensive. Actually, it will be 13 euros, and it changes automatically everywhere. Okay. And here, for example, purchase of raw material, you could say, well, the purchase of raw material, maybe it will be like 20% of the price. 20%. And then what you do, you come here and you say, or what I'm selling, it will be 20%. Okay, and that will be your no, here no, I made an error of this is initial here. Okay. And then you have some kind of variable cost here based on your income, which is, you say, well, for both product, or you can have purchase raw material for product 1 and purchase material of product 2, and then you assign a different percentage. Okay, it's the way to do it. So to more detail you go, and more precise and controllable and confidence you're going to see and believe in your project and convince clients and investors. It's like many times I take the example. It's like the Lord of the Ring, you know, like the Tolkien, the book, like the movie and the book. It's like, what the hell? All the detail, it seems like if an airline company would be selling a ticket to this this country here, so people would buy it because they believe it's so detailed. So it seems so rare that people will, with the startup, with the project, the same. You have to put in so much detail, but realistic detail, not imaginary. Okay, realistic. Asking people who do some part of it, who bought some material of it, who already have an experience in that, in something, and then agglutinate all the numbers to approximate as much as possible, and to reduce the always there is uncertainty, always. So, but if you're more specific, then you reduce the uncertainty until, as you said before, we have a line with risk or margin or whatever, uncertainty, and maybe you put nothing inside because you don't know, but you have the line and say, well, maybe, and then here you could put a scenario. You say, okay, I don't know this number, but I'm sure it won't go over X. And so you put X inside and say it won't go, it won't cross X. And then you can buffer it in some way. It's one way to do it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to show you the other screen here. This one.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sorry to take you back. Please, I want to find out this. The first slide we're looking at indicates monthly transactions or input. So, is there another sheet that will be used for the whole month? Let's say when it comes to your income. So let's say you sell from January 1 to 31st. How do you input it that, okay, in 1st January I sold maybe 5 products, 10th January I sold 10 products, for you to be able to get the monthly transactions? I don't know if my question.
Your question, you're saying how to indicate at the product level how much your projections?
Yeah. So no. So I'm saying that this sheet is showing the monthly
cash flow,
monthly transactions, right? So now, before we get to the end of the month, we carry out the transactions throughout the month. So is there a sheet to record the daily transactions throughout the month before we get the actual value? Or
okay, very good question. Very good. I understand. Okay. Yeah, totally correct. So this is so again, there is software also to do that, like it's called a TPV, no? Terminal de punto de venta, or point of sale to sell, you know, like you can have a computer, software, point of sale. You can have a cash register, you know, to do your stuff. But then it depends on what kind of business you have. And then you can have an Excel with each day what you each day's transaction for each day, you know. That's it. And then you put the concept for, of course, for each transaction. And at the end of the month, you see, you group them, you total, you do the total, and then you can put them here, you know.
All right. Yeah, I get you now.
I think this kind of thing, guys, because I was looking, I'm very much into those kind of sheets and stuff. When you open Microsoft Office, for example, in this case we are talking about Excel. Actually, I'm going to show you. Let's see. Look. Look, más plantillas, okay? You start, I was here, okay? You go to archives, and nada, already in the homepage of archives, when you have the option here, you have más plantillas. So you go here, which is our frameworks. So you come here, and then you have a lot of type of sheets. You have for companies, personnel, planification, a follow-up, list, budget, graphics, calendar. So you could go to company, empresa, and there you have a lot of sheets, you know, balance, cost reporting, assistancia, or, assistance, or whatever, a program, and you have a lot of things. Okay. Here is a follow-up of the payments of the expenses. What we are talking about. And look here. Look over here. Okay, you have a lot. So, and some have graphics and whatever. At the end of it, there is that much actually. Okay, so you have a lot, guys. I think I answer well your question, no?
Yes, I think I can get a template from this.
Yeah, it's free. Okay. Yes, Kelvin?
Yeah, I hope you can hear me, Mr. Michael. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. So my question is going to be on the salary of the entrepreneur. So let's say the company does not have enough cash to pay for the salary now, and then maybe since you said we should input it, should in case like let's say like there's a need for you to input the salary of the entrepreneur. Should it be inputted as future payments for the? I don't know if you get my question.
No, okay. I understood that. Let's say that the company doesn't have enough cash, and then
Yeah,
what's the question?
To pay for the salary of the entrepreneur.
Okay,
So should it be
to pay for the
inputted
salary of the employees, or I assume
the entrepreneur himself.
to pay the business angels.
No, the entrepreneur, the salary of the entrepreneur.
The salary of who?
The entrepreneur.
Of the entrepreneurs, which is here, no? We're talking about here?
Yes. So should it be saved as future payments? If in case you don't have the cash to pay for it, should you still save the rate as future payment?
Your sound is not very clear.
Okay.
Can you repeat the last part? Only the last part, Kelvin, please.
For the entrepreneur, if you take the salary for the entrepreneur, yes, let's say the company does not have the cash to pay for the salary now. Should it be saved as future payment? So if the salary is 500 and then the company does not have 500 to pay for the salary for the entrepreneur, should it be written over there as future payment, even though the company has not been able to pay the salary? I don't know if you still get my question.
I think Michael, he's asking if we don't have the money to pay our salaries as entrepreneurs, so we put it as future payments. If we don't have it for this month.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Very good question. Yeah, entonces, look. Yeah, very good question. Okay, look how I have a client in this case, not for employees, but for to pay the rent. Okay, it's a big building stuff, so the rent it's complicated. So look what we're doing. We put another one, and then we say late, you know. So let's say that okay. Okay. Let's say that it would be 2,000 euros normally. Okay, normally it's 2,000 euros. That, but then I won't be able to pay the 2,000 euros the 2 first months. So I won't pay it. I put 2,000, but then I have to pay them. I won't pay them here. So you put here. maybe not 2,000. Maybe you put 1,000 here, and which is 4,000, and then you put 4,000 here. Which means that when you have the money, you start paying, and then you start also paying what you didn't pay before. That's the way to do it. Which means that you have the normal salary, and then you have the late salary.
Okay.
Very good question. And the same methodology, you could do it for anything. Okay, it is good to differentiate what's the correct number and what is late. It's a good way to do it. Okay, and then you remember that in any cell you could click right and insert a commentary. Late payment, late salary.
Hello, sir.
X reason. Because. Excuse me? And you have here, when you go there, you see it. It's a right click on the mouse.
Yeah, sir, just a follow-up to that question, please.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that that such a salary should be put as a late salary. Don't you think it's better to put it in negatives rather than in positive? Is it possible that way?
I didn't understand the question.
I'm asking the late salary entrepreneur, and I'm asking, since you have not yet paid, don't you think it is better to put it in negative as an indication that it is not yet paid, or it should be possible?
Very good question. Very, very good question. Okay, excellent question. Look, this is okay, and actually it reminds me to tell you something else also. Okay, so very, very good question. Remember that all this thing here, it's the cash flow, which means what we want is that at the end of the month, how much money I have, and at the end of the month, how much money I'm gonna have. Okay, actually this thing should be in another color. Okay, and big and black. Okay, final balance and beginning balance. That's the point of the thing, to know how much. So to do that, it has to be transactions, real transaction, and during the month, because sometimes here it's, for example, we call incomes, but incomes, income cobrado, received, you know, cash. It's not, this is not invoice. It's not invoice. It's incomes, which means that an invoice, you say, oh, I say 650. No, how come it's, there is an error. Excuse me, guys, here there was an error here. Oh, just a minute. Okay. This is sold and cashed, and I have the money, liquid money in the bank or in cash. It is not invoices. Okay, it's not invoice. It's not, oh, I sold a container for 10,000 euros, but it's going to pay me in 3 months. So the money, so then you compute it here in 3 months when you receive the money. You don't put it in this month. This is cash flow. This is flow. This is transaction during the month. So if you put here minus something, it's not true because you didn't. There wasn't any transaction here. There is no transaction. They didn't receive anything. You didn't pay anything. Nothing happened. But then you'll have to pay more in the next month. Okay, so you cannot put things here. So sometime I had somebody who was working on that a lot, and they tell me, okay, so then I can do my planification, which is obviously, like we see, the way to do it. But then during the month, I don't know. We are during the month. Let's say half during the month. I don't know which part has already been paid and which part isn't paid yet. Which is an excellent. This is very good because to see the planification all month, it's perfect. But then in the day-to-day, how we do? So we found a very easy way to do it is just copy the month, and you go to at the end of your sheet, you put it here, and then you do something like that. You block the block there. Did it work or no? Yeah, and then you say yeah, and then you say month, current month, and then here you say, okay, that I'm at this time, how much? I have that much or whatever, and I'm still have to pay for all this thing. This thing is already paid or whatever. You don't have to take another column. You don't have to break your planification. You follow up what you already paid or current or to pay. To pay. Call it like that. To pay, and then you put it here. Okay, which means that you don't break your planification here, but then you can still see what you have to pay at the corresponding month. It's a good way to do it. It's a very easy way and a good way to track what's going on. Okay, let me go to show you the other one.
Michael, we have 10 minutes left.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here you see this one is actually it's absolutely the same. Okay. Income, ingresos is incomes. Initial balance, but a different color. Incomes, variable, fixed cost, inversion, and there what we did. It's a good way to do it. It's to take out the taxes. Okay, we put it very separate taxes. It is. Why we did that? Why didn't put it in cost, fixed cost, or variable cost? It is because to manage it comes the public or government, so it's clearer to see it. Okay, it's and then operative cash flow that we saw, and then here we have I don't know if you have it on the other one. I think so. It takes the cash flow of the month and it adds it to the initial balance to see how much you need, if you have enough or not. And if you don't have enough cash, as we said before, in one case, then you go to financiation. You say, well, I will need more financiation. Okay. So and there financiation, then you have inflows and outflows. This is the total inflows, outflows, okay, what you have. And then free cash flow, which is your operative cash flow minus financiation, which is okay, the financing. And then you have that, and then you have the final balance, which is free cash flow added with the initial balance, and then you have the final balance. Okay, and what I wanted to and there what we put, for example, to track, it is the reality of in the bank accounts, what we have in the bank accounts. Okay, you can, because to put it what's at the end of the month, to see if there are discrepancies. Actually, there were discrepancies, as you can see, deviation here. So it is I eliminated some numbers, huh? So don't think it is the correct one. But yes, sometimes we had like $3,000 different. So we were inspecting where does it come from. So it's a good way to do it. Okay. And here, what I wanted to show you is here I eliminated a little bit the concept because it's confidential, but it's a good way to see. You see here it's a BU1. Actually, really it's a line of service more than business unit one, line of service. So you can have like that, and then you can open it. It doesn't work. Why not? Oh, why not? It doesn't work. Ah, okay. Well, you can open it here, and then you put your things inside. And it's, like we talked about before, if it's dividend, but you put all the dividend for people. If it's, let's say you want, you have the cost, you want to know the cost for a product, and then you can, which is variable, okay? So you put your name of your product, and then you, in this way, you would put it here, for example. Here we put, but let's say, for example, that it is a product cost of product A, and then here you put all the costs, material, whatever, blah, 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 okay? And then you have your, you can track your variable cost for this product. And then you can here, you have, you can sell this product, linear line product A, for example. And then you say how much you sell this one, and then you have your cost. You can track much better this way, okay? It's a way to do it. To do this kind of this thing, it's easy. You go to data, and you go to scheme here, okay? And you do this thing, data and this one, okay? It's crazy. You go and YouTube, you see how you do it. And in there is also in Google Sheet, you can do that also. And it's called group, okay? And it's a very excellent way to classify and to group your information. Okay. Then there is also, we have 5 minutes left, so I show you here. If you don't want to
just a quick one. I'm very sorry. Just a quick one. What is the connection between this slide and the earlier one that we did? Just a quick one. I'm very sorry about that, please.
It is the same. This one is more sophisticated. That's it. But it's the same structure.
Okay.
Okay. The month and the same concept. Exactly the same, just more sophisticated. In in the things that it's to organize better what you write inside with supports. It's to organize your information. For example, salaries. Here you can have a part, and then you can put the name of the people, and then when you close, you have just one line to know all the cost of your salaries. You don't have to have a long sheet and you don't know the total. This way you have the total of different concepts. Okay, it is a sub-level, nothing else. Okay. Then, for example, if you want to go another level, you can create another sheet, and you can do your calculating your numbers about cost of goods sold or things like that on the side, and then you can relate with formulas to another sheet, which way if you don't want to have too much information here. And this is, for example, it's 2024, but then you can do that for another thing, and then here you can have grouped, and you can do projections, which is good. Okay, this is the totals. This is a good way, because then in a very concise way you can see very fast what is your projection of your data. Okay, and with the operating and the financial aspects, and then you can have a variation from one year to the other. Of course, you do graphics and cash flows. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you, another way to do it, more sophisticated. All right, guys. Last questions.
I wanted to ask something, but not related with the lessons. I wanted to ask to the organizers, like how we can edit the documents in the Google Drive, because I think I've been doing it wrong. I don't know. But please continue, and if after they can tell me, that would be great.
Lorenzo, please, can you specify a bit more?
I don't know. I edited the document as I thought. But then I was told that I had only made comments or something like that.
Oh yes, because probably you are like adding a comment.
We can speak later, maybe.
Yeah. Yes, true.
Okay, another question. We had very good questions, eh? Very good. Good level. So I had entrepreneurs that so again, some profiles are too conservative in their projection, in their incomes, and some are too optimistic. So it's good you could do 3 different scenarios: conservative, medium, and optimistic, to take the middle. Okay, and I have some entrepreneurs that do not just 1 year, they do like 3 years. Okay, so you can do, for example, the 12 first month, like the Excel we saw, and then you do the total of the 12 months at the end. You add a column for the total of the 12 months, and then you add another column, and that will be the second year. You put a percentage, for example, in each cell, and say, well, the second year will be like that, and the third year will be like that. Or instead of a total of the second year, you can do quarters or semesters. In order, you don't have to repeat all 12 months again, which is more in the future and more the uncertainty. So the 12 months, it's good for the first 12 months. After, it's not really realistic. Okay.
I think, hello, sir. I think the second the second to me is a bit clearer than the first slide.
Yeah,
slide. Even though
I'll give you.
it will be easier for me than the first one.
Yeah. Evolution. Watson.
Okay, we don't have any further questions. So thank you so much, Michael, for your participation and your good advices. I think everyone is really pleased. So if you have any further questions like the ones of Tereso about the program itself, about the organization, please stay a bit and we can try to solve all your doubts. Thank you so much for your attendance.
Okay.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. Do I have to fill out the form here, or how does it work?
No, Michael, it's okay. You don't need to fill the form.
Okay, guys. So it was a pleasure. I congratulate you for your projects, and your participation in this in mentorDay, which is a very, very excellent program. Like more than 8 years, I collaborate with them. So it's they saw a lot of things and a lot of experience and a lot of expertise. And so I congratulate. And for anything, I'm available for you to talk to me. And probably you ask the contact to the organizers. Okay. And I speak French also because you're in Africa. And so I do speak French. I am French, okay, from Paris. So thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
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 Bye-bye. Au revoir.
So, Teresa, now you can ask your questions.
Thank you very much.